So I've had PlayStation VR2 ever since it came out in February 2023, and while there have been a few games that I've really enjoyed on the device, like Synapse, if you haven't played that, definitely play Synapse, great game, but I haven't really spent a ton of time with PSVR2, and partially that's because of the game library overall. Not that many games have really enticed me so far. Right now I'm playing Metro Awakening VR, shout out to that game, is pretty good so far, but in spite of that, one big issue I've had with PSVR2 is going to be maintaining that quote-unquote sweet spot of the PSVR 2. So there's tons of Reddit threads about this whole thing, tons of videos online about this whole thing, and basically the sweet spot is that there is a very specific positioning that the PSVR 2 unit has to be in correlation with your eyes to get the best image quality out of the VR screen that's in the VR headset. And so if you don't get that, you might experience some blurriness in your games, or games that just seem just like a little bit out of focus. It's not even so much like the, screen door effect that people talk about. It really is just, it just looks blurry to me, in some cases. And so I kind of scoured the internet, and I found this company here on Amazon, and they have their own website as well that I'll link below down in the description, called Globular Cluster. And so they have developed the Globular Cluster CMP2 for the PSVR 2. And this is basically going to be extra padding and different padding and more straps around the PSVR 2 unit itself to offer more, kind of points of contact with the unit itself to your head. That way it's able to maintain that positioning much better and much more effectively, all while offering some other benefits like having different materials that offer a better sweat resistance or overall breathability while you're wearing the headset as well. So we're gonna go over all the details here, and I want to give you guys kind of my overall thoughts on this product. And just so we have it here up front and clear and center, I did email this company and they did mail out my unit that I have here on my PSVR 2 for this video. So this was not paid for by myself. Usually I do pay for the products that I talk about on this channel, but I figured, hey, you know what? I'm not too sure about this device, you know what I'm saying? And I figured I'd just email them, and they were so gracious as to provide me with a unit for this video. Just want to keep it out there up in front. So the Globular Cluster CMP2 for the PlayStation VR 2 is available right now on Amazon and directly from the Globular Cluster website, where you can buy it directly from them for $50 as of this recording. That price may change due to it being on sale right now as of the recording of this video, but hopefully you'll be able to secure it at this price if you do choose to make a purchase. So what this comfort mod basically does for your PSVR 2 is it allows you to swap out some of the pressure points and touch points of the PSVR 2 for the ones that they provide here in this comfort mod. So there are a few different, types of pads that they have at the front. There's ones that offer 2 layers of sweat absorbing and washable kind of fabric foam. There's another one that I have on right now with mine that has 3 layers that are breathable fabric gel foam kind of mixtures with a sweat absorption and heat dispersion material as well, that's also washable. And you also have another one that is kind of like a faux leather type of texture to it that is also made up of 3 layers with a PU gel and foam mixture to the insides of it that offers sweat proofing and easy to clean materials as well. So this one may not be washable, but it is going to be easy to clean with that kind of faux leather kind of feel to it. And I think overall my favorite addition with this comfort mod that brings to the PSVR 2 is going to be this much bigger anti-slip rear pad. The one on the PSVR 2, it's very thin. It is basically the same width as what you're dealing with the actual hardware of the unit, which it's not that it's necessarily bad with the PSVR 2 stock, and it's not like your PSVR 2 is falling every time you move, but it doesn't offer as much of a stable grip to the back of your head as a CMP2 mod does with the Global Cluster one. So this one, you have a much bigger surface area, and it really does cover a lot of the back of your head. That way it's able to maintain that sweet spot that we talked about before that's so hard to maintain on the PSVR 2 at times from many users that have reported that online. And if you end up getting this product and you're not crazy about the way that gel anti-slip silicone back rear pad feels, you can also have another one. They include 2 other different ones that kind of match the other fabrics as well that you'll see from the forehead pads, where there's one that is more of a faux leather kind of PU and foam rear pad, as well as a fabric and foam rear pad as well, that kind of go with the different pads that you'll see that come with the CMP2 comfort mod. And one of the the biggest issues regarding the sweet spot dilemma on PSVR 2 and why it happens so much is because the PSVR 2 as a VR headset itself is very front heavy in the unit, because obviously you have all of the screens up front and everything, and there's not that much weight in the back to offset that weight distribution. So luckily this CMP2 mod does come with a padded top strap that will strap to the back of the rear pad and to the front of the forehead pad adapter. So this will allow there to be a tether between both the front and the back of the headset, offering a much better weight distribution overall, and it will negate that kind of notion of the front half of the PSVR 2 always kind of veering down because of the weight on the front of the PSVR 2 unit from a stock perspective, and it will allow that kind of strap to kind of bring in both to a more balanced level and to be more evened out overall with the weight distribution. So you heard me mention something about a forehead pad adapter, and that is going to be a dilemma here with the setup process of this comfort mod for your PSVR 2. So this comes with a forehead pad adapter, a rear pad adapter, and a withdrawal tool along with an instruction book, because let me be real with you guys, you are going to want to have that in handy, as well as the Globular Cluster made video installation guide, because installing this PSVR 2 comfort mod is a little bit of a thing. It's not much of a difficult thing, but it is a thing that requires some real thoughts overall, because it is going to feel like you're breaking your PSVR 2 when you're taking off the front forehead pads and the stock rear pad of the PSVR 2 unit. And this video isn't a step-by-step on how to install this mod onto your PSVR 2. I will let the Globular Cluster channel do that for us and link it below in the description, because that's what I used, and it was a pretty, seamless installation process. It does feel like you're breaking it, but if you just follow the step-by-step, you'll be all good when installing this comfort mod to your PSVR 2, because the way they laid out the adapter holes, they are meant to seamlessly fit into the existing holes that are on the PSVR 2 as stock. So it is a very just seamless swapping. It's just kind of rough to actually do it, but it's not that bad once you really get the hang of it, and you'll be all good to go. But the one thing that kind of puzzles me about this device is that they include so many different options for the different, forehead pads and rear pads. Some offer more grip, some offer more comfort, some offer more sweat absorption and stuff like that. And I wish that this product kind of was made in a way that was able to have these different pads be swappable on the fly in a more seamless fashion, because you kind of have to rip these off every time if you want to swap it out for a different pad. Let's say you are doing a fitness game and you want the sweat absorption ones more, and then you're going to a more adventure game, so you want the more kind of soft or grippy ones. Like, they aren't really meant to be able to be swapped out, even though that's what you would probably assume it would be meant for, because they include all those different things. They include all these different pads really just for the nature of you just being able to choose between one or the other. And it's not that you can't swap them out, you definitely can. It's just, it's not as seamless as you would imagine it might be if it was intended to be swapped out all the time, which it isn't really meant to with this product as it stands right now. So that'd be really my one critique with this product. But overall, I really enjoyed using this for the few hours that I've spent on VR with this comfort mod installed on my PSVR 2, and I was playing Metro Awakening VR, which is not the most, physical VR game you could play. I'm sure there's others that, require a lot more body movement to really test how much this headset stays on, but I can attest to this device really being a game changer with my sweet spot dilemmas, where I couldn't find that sweet spot or maintain it that well with the PSVR 2 as stock, as it comes out of the box when you buy it. So with this mod, it really does help it overall kind of alleviate that issue, on top of the other things that it does too, with it being a much better weight balance distribution with that top pad strap and the use of the front adapter as well to loop it on there. It really does a great job at having sweat dissipation as well, where sometimes I'll be playing VR and I'm a sweaty guy sometimes, so the inside of the PSVR 2 lenses would fog up here and there sometimes, but I have not found that to be the case here with this product so far with this device, and so far this has definitely been a welcome addition to my PSVR 2. So overall, in spite of the Globular Cluster CMP2's kind of hands-on, a little bit of a rough installation time that you need to do to actually get this device on your PSVR 2, it ends up being a very useful device as far as I'm concerned, and it really does hit on those three key points of this product, which which it does allow you to keep that sweet spot that a lot of people complain about PSVR 2. It does offer a better weight distribution with that top strap to be able to offer a much more balanced weight on the head as opposed to it being so top heavy like the stock PSVR 2 is. And it does offer a lot of different options to be able to have sweat and heat dissipation on your PSVR 2 when you're doing intensive games like a fitness game or anything of that such. And overall for me, man, it did solve that sweet spot problem, which I definitely was very appreciative of the Globular Cluster CMP2 for doing that for me on this mod. So huge shout out to Globular Cluster for sending me this product out. If you want to check it out, I have links below down in the description to both Amazon and their own direct store page to buy it from them directly. And if you liked the video, make sure to leave a like in the video as well as hit subscribe to PlayStation Stores to keep up with the latest and greatest in PlayStation. Thank you all for watching, and as always, greatness awaits.